Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is a KV-2, the Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the north spawn of Kharkov under the command of Hejdwald, and it's part of our Derp coronavirus special. Yes, you can see it says quarantine tank. Just move a bit closer. There it says coronavirus quarantine on the side of the vehicle. Stay home, stay safe. But yes, I'm afraid his camouflage is interfering with our skin and is making it kind of greyish. Well, game's on. He's got a 152mm howitzer as his main armament, and with the HE rounds he can do 910 alpha penetrating 86mm of armour, and he'll do 700 alpha if he uses the AP rounds, but they will only go through 110 or 136 if he uses the premium. Okay, well, he's headed off towards the centre of town. Looks like he's going to engage the enemy heavies. Now, I hope you're all staying safe in the coronavirus period. I believe I've actually already had it, so I had it back in January. Hasn't been confirmed yet by antibody testing, but I'm pretty sure that I will have the antigens to the virus, because I had some pretty bad symptoms back in January, but I managed to pull through. Okay, KV-2, famous for derping, and of course for the mighty jingles calling it the Stronk tank. The tank which Stalin would rise out of the grave and guide the shells towards the enemy target. And oh boys, he got a lot of targets to hit. 25 TP is now extinguished. Wiped out of existence with one round. But he's got a 21-second reload, and so he's actually trying to pull back into that corner, because otherwise he's going to take a lot of damage from those guys. Yeah, he's already lost a fair number of hit points already. Already over 300 hit points. Nearly 400. Going up for a kill. One of these guys is now going to die. Which one next? Well, I think it might be the KV-1. Let's have a look. Yes, it's the KV-1. Oh! Changes his mind. Goes for instead the G1R. That was one of the ones who did damage him during that game. So he actually specifically chose that tank for that reason. And now he's got a teammate with him. In fact, it's his platoon mate. And he's now going to help out. Cowls 2015. Okay, so he's almost loaded. And he's loaded an AP round now. And he wipes out that KV-1 with one round. And that was a standard AP round. Yes, 152mm armor piercing round will do a huge amount of damage with just one shot. It's basically the same sort of damage you get from a T30 at tier 9. The only problem, of course, is the dispersion on that shell is pretty horrendous. Well, the KV-1, the other one, has gone round the corner trying to avoid the shells, and he's loaded another AP round just for the laughs, and I think he's about to extinguish one of the enemy tanks around this corner. The KV-1 goes for the weak spot, and he only gets 708 this time. If he'd fired an HE round, he might have wiped him out altogether, but he did get a high roll there, because remember, the alpha damage for the AP rounds is 700, so to get 708, that's kind of a high roll. Okay, we've got an M6 just along the road, and I think he's going to auto-aim on. Yeah, killed him. Shell went right up his ass, and he's now back in the garage wondering what the hell happened. Oh, and his platoon mate in the T-3485 just got expired, and there's an enemy OI coming round the other way, so I think he needs to go around this side, get rid of the Cromwell before he deals with the OI. And there goes the Cromwell, and that was an HE round. Now he just needs to get around this corner, and then he can fire on that OI, and he should be able to wipe him out with just one shot. He's got 5 kills now. If he gets one more, he's got a top gun. There's still 6 enemies out there. They are now winning. There you go. There's the OI gone, and that's his top gun. Now the enemy team does have 2 Arty, and they really haven't been making an appearance so far, but I suspect that they will probably start targeting Hejdwald now, because he is collecting rather a large number of their teammates as kills. You can see the damage to the front of the vehicle. Yeah, quite a few of those shells actually went through, and he's got a 25 TP assisting coming down behind him. Oh, been spotted, and it's one of the enemy Arty. He locks on, and one shot wipes him out. Just a nice little auto aim there from a distance. Now the thing is, somebody might know that he's just around the corner, so he's just holding on a second to reload before he goes around. Okay, he's got a shell ready. It's 2-part ammunition, that's why it takes so long to actually load. In fact, the whole turret had to be enlarged to accommodate the extra crewmen. It is basically a KV-1, and therefore the extra weight that it's carrying, which is an extra 10 tons, which is 25% extra weight, really does affect the performance of this vehicle. Because the KV-1 as it was quite heavy, but adding another 25% on top really made the gearbox suffer, the engine would suffer, in fact everyone would suffer, and in fact the vehicle could not fight unless the ground was level, because if they fired the gun and it wasn't level, it would cause a huge amount of mechanical damage to their vehicle. Okay, T-34 shielded up on top of the hill, and I think he's fired in this direction because I saw a puff of smoke. It's one of his shells hit one of the houses. Okay, we've got an FV-304 backing us up. Quick check behind us. Ideally what we want to do is keep that T-34 shielded occupied, plus the M10. There's only 4 enemies left. They've got an AMX-13AM Arty, a Stug 3G, the M10 and the T-34 shielded. I'd say that the T-34 shielded, well, he's got a 76mm gun, he's a premium tank, but I'd say that the M10 RBFM and the Stug 3G are more dangerous. The M10, well, he's got a 76mm gun, the American one, the M10 gun, and the Stug 3G, well, that's the 75mm gun. And they're both capable of penetrating a KV-2. Oh, now that's not good. The M10 just killed our 25 TP. So he is within sight of that 25 TP, and he was nearby when he died, so he must be on that hill. Now they're waiting for us to go into the cap area, and if we do go into the cap, that AMX is going to start firing into the places where he expects us to be. Ideally we need the Su-85 and the Chaffee, but the Chaffee's AFK as far as I can make out, but we need the Su-85 to move up, and now we've been spotted, so Arty will start firing any second. The FV-304's gone into the cap, but I think they can probably hit him. Yes, they can. In fact, I think that was an HE round from the M10. That's an Arty round, and yeah, I'm afraid this. Oh, it was a Stug who killed him. Yes, he was showing half his hull just around the corner, and I think they used that to kill him. Let's have a look. Yes, they could see the front of his vehicle from that angle, and you can see the AMX-13AM is still trying to get Hejdwald. In fact, we're still waiting for that Su-85 to move, and Hejdwald is getting a bit disappointed. He's asking for support. Of course, that Chaffee's an AFK. He's sitting back at the cap, not doing anything at all, except of course spotting for us if the enemy does head north. I don't think any of the enemy are going to head north. They are going to sit here and camp this area. Not a lot the Bishop can do without something to shoot at, and the only tank that can actually move apart from Hejdwald is the Su-85, but if Hejdwald moves, he's slow enough for the enemy to put a lot of holes into him, and he's only got 220 hit points. And the Arty is continuing to fire in. Okay, he's looking around. He fires a blind shot, but gets nothing out of it. There's the shielded. Okay, so now he's got something to shoot at, but he's not loaded yet. Can he get a hit? I think he can do it. Just let it settle. Oh, yes, he got him! And that's a Radley Walters. So he's got 8 kills. Now, can he get the Stug? There he is. Unfortunately, he's low hit points. Oh, the kill goes to the Su-85, who finally comes to life and actually does something. And that means there's only 2 left. The M10 RBFM and their AMX13 AM. And we haven't heard from that M10 for a while. The Su-85 is going around to have a look. We're loaded, ready to go with an HE round at the moment he's spotted. Is he further along here? That 76mm gun doesn't do much in the way of damage. It's, if I remember correctly, it's about 115 hit points of damage. There's the AMX13 AM. He's been spotted in the distance. And the Su-85's just hit him, but, well, Hejdwald has been spotted straight away by the M10. And there he is, and he's gone. Nice shot. He got him with a derp. And that's it. The game's over. He's won. So, Radley Walters for Hejdwald. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Hejdwald in the KV-2. He managed to get a hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from 4 different enemy tanks, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 15. He got a duelist and a fire pro effect out of the rest of the other medals. He also picked up the epic medal, the Radley Walters Medal, for killing at least 8 enemy vehicles. He got 9 in this one. A steel wall for blocking the most damage in the game, a high caliber for dealing the most damage, and of course the top gun for getting at least 6 kills. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he got the highest damage in the game with 4,119 hit points. The next high scorer was, in fact, the M6 on the enemy team, the one he shot up the ass. 2,795 for him. And after that, it was the OI with 1,598. When it came to kills, he had the highest number with 9. Next high scorer was the top 2 with 3 kills. And then we've got the Su-85 with 2, the OI with 2, and the M10. And when it came to base XP, yes, he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,712 base experience points from that game. 775 for the top 2 and 564 for the M6. He did better than the rest of the team after the top 2. Let's have a look at the detail. He fired 11 rounds in that game. A bit of a mixture of armor piercing and high explosive. 10 direct hits, 8 penetrations during that game, and 2 splash. Damage of 4,119 hit points, of which 387 were up more than 300 meters. I think that was the shot that he fired at the M6, but I might be wrong. It could have been the shot at the T-34 shielded instead. He received 11 hits from the enemy, just enough to get the steel wall. 6 of those were penetrations, 5 non-penetrations, and 1 hit received by way of splash damage as well. 700 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 5 enemy vehicles spotted, 10 enemy vehicles damaged and 9 killed, and 63 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 42,868 credits, and he got 50,000 credits from personal missions payout, and after repair and ammunition resupply took away 84,540 credits. He received 1,712 XP, base XP, times 5 on this occasion, plus 257 for playing in a platoon, and took away 8,817 experience points altogether. So a particularly successful game for Hejdwald, although it was a bit of a problem towards the end because that Su-85 just would not move, and we needed him to go hunting because basically the KV-2 is not very good at going across open fields. He's very vulnerable to fire, and of course we didn't know that that M10 was actually very, very close to us towards the end. It was the Stug 3G and the T-34 shielded that had the mountain, or the mount that was looking over the cap, but the M10, he was a lot closer, and I think he was sneaking up on the cap to ensure that if somebody did go into the cap, then he could get shots. But it all worked out well in the end, and he did get his 8 kills for his Radleys. In fact, getting 9 was quite nice. It would have been nicer if he got 10, but yes, unfortunately on this occasion it wasn't going to happen. But congratulations to Hejdwald. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, and stay home, stay safe, and derp coronavirus.